Hi Capricorn, this is Amani and welcome to your weekly tarot reading for March 20th to March 26th, 2017. I'm using the tarot of the Orishas, okay? The layout I have here is called the Crux Ansata spread. I shuffle the cards 10 times. By reducing 10, we get 1. And 1 is the beginning, the starting point without which there would be nothing. This is why this number is related to God, the beginning and the first cause. The cross represents life. This life survives on other planes until the time comes to reincarnate. All right. So without further ado, let's begin Capricorn with your reading. Okay. So for the starting point, what you have here, you have the Four of Fire. Okay. You could have fire signs around you. All right. But it's all about stability at home, harmony, harmonious energies going on. You could have just recently moved. All right. You could have moved in with the fire sign, etc. All right. With this, I'm feeling like someone is trying to take a pregnancy test, because even when I was shuffling, I was hearing something about like taking in. So I was feeling like, like an intercourse situation, like taking in someone and then like getting pregnant. All right. So it feels like someone's finding out that they're pregnant somehow and it's not making any sense. The pregnancy, like how they got pregnant, they're not understanding how they got pregnant is what I feel like with this card. All right, so there's a bit of, but it's happy energy. I feel like they wanted to have a child. I feel like it was the only way that they could uh it's almost like holding on to a relationship. So having a child to hold on to, like the father or the mother, like there's that need. All right, because anytime you have a child in between two people, you can't really move anywhere. Okay, you can't really, you're tied to that person. All right, because you have a child with them, is what I feel like with this card. So I feel like you want to live with them. You're trying to figure out a way to get that set up for yourself. They're working very hard to try to figure out what to do too. All right, but there's a surprise element going on with this card also. Okay, and I feel like there was some kind of morning sickness at some point, possibly. I want to say 4 weeks ago. Like there was some kind of nausea going on, and you didn't really understand what the nausea was. Like you felt like you were sick. You kept feeling really sick and ill, and you weren't getting like why you were feeling that way. Like the nausea didn't make any sense. You didn't eat anything that made you nauseous, but I feel like you could be finding out that you are pregnant. That's why you've been feeling so sick. Okay, but it's gonna bring happiness and stability into your mind and heart, and especially your soul. All right, on the spiritual front. Okay. In your second position, you have the Seven of Water here, imagining all the things. Okay, this is like a dream-like state to me too. You are dreaming. You're having really interesting dreams. I feel like tied into your starting position here. I don't want to turn it into a pregnancy reading, but it is the four with the Four of Fire, like with the pregnancy messages that I was picking up from it. This is almost goes to say that yes, you have been dreaming about babies a lot. Okay, so you have been having dreams about babies, possibly like babies in blood, like C-sections, giving birth, okay, like water births, like a lot of baby related dreams you've been having here. All right, so I feel like you're waiting to see. I feel like you're taking a pregnancy test. You're waiting to see what the results are, because I feel like you've been guided to take one for a while now. You just didn't understand why. Not all of it was making sense to you. I feel like there's a spiritual tied into this whole finding out that you're pregnant. Okay, with this card, if not a pregnancy, I don't want to keep going on pregnancy the whole time. That was just the first uh strongest message that I was getting, the minute I started doing the reading. Okay. But with the Seven of Water as well, it's like you want to do well in the kind of work that you do. I feel like you need money, to build your business up, is what it feels like. What it feels like to me. All right. I feel drawn back to pregnancy again. I'm sorry. um Someone could be trying to tell you to adopt, or to give a child up for adoption, or something like that. There's that kind of energy that's going on around you. All right, but you don't want to do it. I just keep feeling like this is what you're dealing with for if you're a woman, of course. All right, if you're a man, I just feel like you could be if you are a man, you have children, and if they're older children, then they're pregnant. Or if this is a case where, like, if you are a dude, this is like um you're trying to get the attention of someone else, because I think about births and babies, and I think about new beginnings as well. So if you've been having dreams about babies, it could be yourself nurturing yourself in a good way, possibly taking better care of yourself, learning how to do that. All right, is what it feels like. If you've been having headaches, that's been driving you a bit crazy, you're learning more ways in terms of, what can I do to alleviate this pain. All right, so this feels very this feels like nurturing. This feels like a nurturing reading. It also feels like health related, and taking care of yourself is what it feels like to me. Okay, with this, yeah, you're waiting on news about a pregnancy. It could be someone else around you too. All right, and I feel like you're even also wondering how far along you are. And this also goes to show, like, you could have been having some kind of habits, you could have been drinking, smoking, etc., and not knowing, and you're wondering if the baby's okay. All right, because it's like a surprise pregnancy is what it feels like to me, or someone else is around you. In your sixth position, no, not your sixth. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get to that point. In your third position, you have what's going on in your present. You have the Two of Water here. Relationships. Okay, it feels healthy to me. It doesn't feel negative at all. What this, someone is into you. All right. Someone's very much into you, and they're trying to express how they feel. I feel like they try to hide how they feel from you in a very weird way. All right. But I feel like you're trying your best to expose them, heal some issues from your past with this person. Okay. They could be a Taurus also. Or an air sign, or even a water sign. This could be a water sign that you're healing a relationship with. All right. They could also be expressing to you how they feel about you, telling you how they feel. I want you to do better in school. If it's a child, I want you to grow up and be strong. Okay, if you do have children, all right, I want you to stay motivated no matter what comes your way. All right, so this feels more to me like some type of nurturing message that's coming towards you. Or you could be giving this, I feel like you do work with children, so you could be doing this in terms of, how you deal with the children that are around you, if not your own. Okay, you're trying to be very supportive of them, and also of the choices that you make for them, is what I feel like. Okay. In your fourth position, you have the Eight of Air here. The Eight of Air is like, this has to do with communication off of a situation that's not that great. It is a future card, but it is also something. It is feeling tied down, not feeling like you can get out of something. It's like being blindfolded. If it's a blindfold situation, it could be like a surprise. Someone could be surprising you. All right, there's an element of that I feel here. All right. I'm feeling like costume design, like someone's getting ready for something. I don't know if it's a wedding or something, but I feel like there's some kind of worry in terms of the dress is going to fit properly, etc. Well, it is. If you look at the card, the bird is stuck in between, so I do feel like something is a bit uncomfortable around the waistline area. Or if, like, again with the pregnancy, you could be dealing with a lot of like serious back pain, cramps, like thunder crotch, all that kind of stuff that you're dealing with if you are pregnant. If not, if this is work, if this is a work situation, I feel like you have been accused of some kind of something. All right, in terms of some kind of secret was exposed about you at work, like through a child, is what I feel like. Okay, so now there's this need to defend yourself. I feel like you could have gotten called out about it. You don't really know how to really deal with it. All right, so there's that need to talk to your boss, supervisor, explain your position. Like, you didn't mean for it to come off that way, or you didn't mean to come off this way to someone else around you. All right, so there's some kind of weird situation dealing, like, feels work to me, and like physical pain is what that feels like. Okay. But it's not extreme. It's an 8 though, so maybe you are dealing with a lot of physical pain in terms of like soreness. I'm feeling like soreness in your legs, and especially in your back, and possibly around your stomach. But if it's around your stomach, that feels to me like a pregnancy that's causing a lot of pain for you. If the baby's kicking a lot, yeah, that's definitely causing you some type of discomfort, especially like in your sleep. All right, so I feel like you haven't been getting a lot of sleep. It is air, and the air element has to do with your mind as well. So you could be in your mind a lot about a lot of stuff that's going on in your life right now that may not be making any sense. Is keeping you up. You're really worried about someone else in your life as well. You could be worried about an air sign. You could be worried about having had ended a relationship with one. All right, but you will heal from that situation. They could have actually even moved farther away from you, possibly even like another country or something of that nature. Okay. In your fifth position, you have your instincts. You have the seven of earth here. The seven of earth is like a collecting money, possibly work. I feel like you are um, trying to find ways to get the money that you need to go back to school with, or to pay for your hospital bills, to pay for a class, etc. If you are in school, to pay for um, if you, like I said, a child, you are trying to figure out how you're going to provide for this child. All right. But I feel like you're not alone. You do have help, possibly even from other earth signs. Okay. Like a Virgo, a Capricorn, a Taurus. Okay. Could be offering some kind of help to you. But I feel like that person that's trying to help you is also trying to help themselves. They can't really do as much as you want them to at the moment. All right. So with that, I feel like with these two cards here, there is a need to have some kind of harmonious energies going on the home front. You want to have that back in your life again. Okay, but you need somebody to support you, is what it feels like. You need the support, you need the extra hand. All right, especially if you have a child. Okay. um in your sixth position, you have what you accomplished. You have the three of earth here. The three of earth is like, great collaborations, possibly on the work front. You could, like I say, you could be working with other earth signs, but it doesn't have to be. But this feels like a work situation. I feel like you're doing well at work. I feel like you're getting noticed the way you want to. It's not a strange notice feeling. It's not like stalkerific or anything like that. It just feels to me like this. It feels healthy and very balanced to me as well, and it's a light energy. So you are getting along with your coworkers. They are very supportive of what you do. Okay, they are helping you get better. Is what I feel like. Also, if not a work situation, someone is trying to get you out of your financial rut in a big way. Okay, so be very thankful for the kinds of people you have in your life right now, because they're very much so helping you. All right, so that's a great accomplishment to have. Okay, so no longer feeling stuck as to where your money is coming from, because you do have help. All right. In your seventh position, you have your spiritual self. Okay, you have Yemenia. Yemenia is the Empress. Okay, being very motherly. All right, being motherly indeed. I'm drawing back to pregnancy again. I can't help it. All right, with this card, I do feel like if you look at her little coral situation she's got right there in the middle, I do feel like somebody, could be pregnant, but the baby is breached. All right, so if I look at that, I do feel like there could be like a breached situation, and there's being stuck as to like can I turn the babies around? Like what am I gonna do in terms of like, am I going to have to get a C-section, etc.? All right, so those are the kind of things I feel for you off of this card. If not a pregnancy, you are like a mother to people. I feel like, yes, indeed, you do work with children. You have a lot of kids around you. All right. And you're like a mother. You're nurturing to them, is what it feels like to me. Okay. If you have your own business, all right, you're being helpful to the people that are around you, is what I feel like. You're a people person. You know how to talk to them, and their responses are healthy ones. All right. So there's nothing really negative I feel off of that. It just feels like you are dealing with your own physical pain, and you are dealing with your own illnesses, but you're trying your best to be there for the people that you really care about. All right. And not letting anything really get in your way, which is that's a good way to be. Okay. um in your ninth position, you have what's changing. You have the Four of Earth. Definitely changing. Not having to penny pinch anymore. Could be taking on a new job, etc. You could be selling a house, all right, and trying to invest in a new one. All right, but there's a strong need to have to do that. I feel like something drastic could have occurred that caused you to make that kind of decision so soon, is what I feel like. Okay, there was a need to move immediately. All right. Um And with that, I do feel like with throughout selling it, not only I don't feel like selling it, but you're also trying to figure out if you want to rent it out or something like that. If you do own a house, you want to rent out one part of it, or actually even the part that you're living in right now. Okay. With that, I feel like you are dealing with a male figure in your life that like in your resolution right here, I'm just gonna go to it. You have the 10 of fire. You could be dealing with a fire sign, a lawyer, a boss, etc. And I feel like they're pretty much, if the 10 of fire is burden, so it could be really difficult to deal with right now. They're not working with you is what I feel like. And I feel like they don't think that you're serious. They feel like you're playing around. All right. They don't feel like you're cracked up to what you said you know what you're going to be for the job or for the position or for the whatever it was that if it's a business deal, they don't feel like you have it in you, all right, to put down on it. Okay, if it's like a house situation, I feel like they have been trying to give you signs that weren't they weren't trying to work with you. They were playing games. It's what it feels like. If it's a relationship, yeah, they definitely were playing games with you. They weren't serious. Okay, they did the best that they could to help you, but I feel like they could have offended you in some way, and you had to cut them off, and it's been a burden for you. All right, and just completely having to let them go. And they could have been the air sign you had to let you could they could it could have been an air sign you had to let go of, because they could have hurt your feelings in some way. I don't feel like they did it intentionally. All right, because this could be a person that just doesn't care about what they say and who they affect. All right, so and that's just how they will always be, is what I feel like. Okay, so you can't really go around changing anyone's thoughts, all right, and how people feel about, about you, and just in general how they feel about life, all right, because they do their own thing. They affect you, they affect you. It's not, they don't walk around having to care. All right. All right then, Capricorn, that concludes your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it, and most of all, I hope that it was beneficial to you. Okay, and also don't forget to like, comment, and share. And what was I saying? If you would like a private reading with me, please contact me via email. All right, take care, Cappies. Bye.